Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and it is almost Halloween. For today's video, I have a candy corn box with lid that I want to show you, and it comes with two different lid options. So for the box, let me show you the files and then we'll talk about the lids. So you'll have you're going to cut your file out of two different pieces. This is the lid, and it has three side walls, a short one and two long ones. And then the lid, this is the top, and the inside lid has this little notch cut out. And then you have basically the same thing for your box bottom. You'll know that it is the bottom because the side walls are taller. And they're just a hair longer as well. So the side walls are the same. We have two longer ones and a shorter one. And then for the box bottom, we have a notch out of this piece. This goes on the inside, and then the solid one that goes on the bottom. For the lids, we have one option where we have just the candy corn that glues onto the top, or we have a shaker. So if you're doing the regular candy corn, you'll have these three pieces. If you're going to do a shaker top, you will have some extra pieces. You will have another piece. This is cut out of acetate. This is your window. I'm not sure how well that's showing up. And your machines will cut this without any problem. And then you'll have 7 frames. You'll have one frame that you're going to put on the top, and I'll show you that as we start assembling this. And then you'll have some more frames that build up the shaker wall. So I cut out 6. I have already glued 4 of them together, and we're going to do this first before we start on the boxes because you'll want these pieces to dry. So I'm going to set those aside. There are the 4 that I have glued together, and now we're going to glue the rest of these. So all I'm going to do is take my glue and just add a line. And I like this thinner needle glue bottle because you don't want the glue seeping out, or your glitter or your confetti or whatever you're putting in there is going to stick. So we're going to take one of the frames and just line it up and press it down, matching all the sides. And then we're going to do the same thing. And your instructions say to cut 4 to 6 of these, depending on how thick your glitter or whatever it is that you are going to put into your shaker box. I'm just using glitter. I probably could have got away with 4 of them, but we're going to do 6 just to be on the safe side. If you have a machine that will cut the chipboard or cardboard, you could do that as well, and then you wouldn't need as many of these. So if I'm doing this on my machine that will cut the chipboard, I only cut 1 or maybe 2 depending on what I'm putting in there. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to set that aside to dry it. If you've got a lot of glue, you can also set this under a book so that it doesn't, or so that it dries flat. Let's start with our bottom piece. So we've got the notch and we've got the non-notch. And we're going to take our walls, and we're going to flip them over, and we're going to put tape on each of the tabs on the back side. And then let's flip them over. And then you want to put the tab onto the flat edge of the next side wall so that the tab is on the inside. Just like that. Flip it over. Okay, now you've got this long wall. We are going to bend all of these tabs and we are going to turn them up towards us. And you'll know that you're doing it right when you come to the tab and the tab is on the inside and you're flipping these tabs up. Okay, if you've ever done one of the heart boxes or the round boxes, you'll know that working around a curve is a little more difficult than working around a corner. Not impossible, but a little bit more challenging. So the way that I do this is I'm going to lay this down here and I'm going to put glue on maybe 7 or 8 tabs. And these tabs are pretty small. I did that so that it will fit around the curves. Okay, and we're going to start about 2/3 of the way to a middle of the way down that side. We're just going to press that in there. I'm using the inside piece, which is the one that has the little hole cut out or the little tab. And we're just going to get a really good firm press right there, firm adhesion. And then we're going to work around, again, putting glue on just a few of those tabs and work around that corner. And just press. Until it starts to dry. Then a few more tabs. And you'll notice that I have not folded the box, the side, in any way. I didn't fold the corners. I'm just working right around the edge there. And let's get this corner. So again, work around the corner. These are not hard boxes. You just need to take your time and make sure that you get that nice and firm all the way around, especially on those corner pieces, because if a piece is going to pop, it's going to be one of those corners. Okay, we're going to do around the corner. Now at this one, we're getting towards the end. So I'm going to just work really quick right around the corner. And then on this last one, as I do those tabs, I also want to put a bead of glue right along that piece right there. And we also have glue or tape on our tab on the outside. And put that glue right along that strip. And just keep pressing it until it's all adhered. And we're going to flip it over. And if you've got any little tabs that are poking up, that's okay. Let's go ahead and glue those down. And now we can take our top piece and glue it over there. Excuse me. And you can either glue or tape. I'm just going to glue. And you want to get on the edges so that it doesn't pop up. Kind of line it up. Press it down. And there is the top of our box. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And we're going to do the same exact thing with the bottom. So we have our two pieces, one that has the tab or the hole, which is the inside, and then we have our sidewalls. So we're going to flip them over, or so that the tabs are pointed to the top, and then put tape on those. And then flip them back. And take your tab and put it on the edge of the next sidewall. Now I did long, small, long, or sidewall, so I did a long piece, a shorter piece, and a longer piece. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. You just don't want your seam to be on one of the corners. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take all these tabs and fold them up again towards us. And now we can start gluing those down again. So we're going to move that piece out of the way, put glue on some of those tabs. Start about 3/4 of the way up with the piece that has the hole in it. And then let's work around our corner, putting glue on a few of those tabs. And just kind of get it around the corner and press. These little boxes are so fun, and you could fill them with just about anything. You could do treats in them, a small gift, some homemade candy, just almost anything that you wanted. Are you a candy corn lover? They are not my favorite. I don't despise them. They're not my favorite. My husband really likes them. So we do purchase them at Halloween time. Ooh, I'm getting stuck to my mat here. A little more glue, just keep working all the way around your box. And don't do too many tabs at a time. Don't do more than you can easily control. If this is your first time, maybe only do 5 tabs. I do up to 10 sometimes. Okay, we're coming up on that top curve. So let's just do enough to get around it. And we're going to do these last ones and put glue along that side again. And you still have tape on this edge. Once that's done, we're going to flip it over. Looks like we got all the tabs down this time. So let's take our back piece or our bottom piece and put some glue on it. flip it over. And we're going to press that down. There is the bottom of our box. Now normally I would tell you to let these dry for a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and put the lid on it. It is a little bit of a tight fit, but it's not an impossible fit. So there you go. There's your box. And on this one, I am going to add the 3 pieces to make it just a flat box. And you could put these up with foam pop dots if you wanted to. And they are designed so that there's just a little bit of the shadow behind there. In fact, it would probably be better if we laid everything down first before we started gluing them. Okay. There is a little bit of the top of the box peeking through. And you could cut these pieces out of pattern paper. I think that would be a lot of fun. If you had like polka dots and stripes and different things. You could do a monochromatic candy corn if you wanted to. Do it more fall colors instead of Halloween. You could do this for Valentine's and do it in your Valentine's colors because we now have Valentine's candy corns. Okay, so there is the first box. This is just the regular candy corn box. It opens up. And now I have already done the next box. And I did it the opposite colors of this one. So it doesn't matter, whichever one you want to do. And this one we are going to go ahead and add our shaker card to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do, and I found that it's a little bit easier to do this with the lid on the box. It gives it a little bit of support. Is we're going to take these walls that we've glued together. And again, there's 6 of them on this one. And we want to make sure we really glue this down good because we don't want any glitter or candy or whatever you're going to put in here. Sliding out. So we're going to put that and then just glue that down. Just like that. Okay, next up we need to add our shaker. Or excuse me, our window. Now glue does not work very well on the acetate. So we're going to use the glue gun. That's a little, I might have to, I think we're going to put it on here. I would glue this together first and put it on the box. I think that would be your better bet. And I'm forgetting a very important step because I got all kinds of flustered. And that is we want to fill the shakers first. So there's our acetate. Now, like I said, I'm thinking that I would probably do this. Okay, so we're going to fill it up. I've got some glitter here. What we're going to do is we are going to add glitter to our shaker card. And I've just got some sequins and some little pieces of glitter that's fallen out already. You could use this. This is more for fall. I've got some that's all 3 colors, and you could put them all in the individual ones. But I'm going to separate them out a little bit. So I'm going to pour some white in this first one. Or at least, whoa, there we go. And then I'm going to do the yellow because it's already open down in here. Make sure it's not on any of those pieces. Got it stuck to my... And then we're going to add some orange into that middle one. do need to add a little bit of tape to those middle pieces. Now we can take our window and glue it on there. And then finally, we're going to take this last frame, the one that I cut out of white, and we're going to tape it right on there. And again, the glue just does not work very well with the acetate. You're more than welcome to try it, but I've done a bunch of these shakers and they do not work. It doesn't work very well. Okay, so let's glue this on there. Stuck to my finger. And there is our candy corn shaker box. Such a fun little box, and so many fun things that you could do with it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll give one, if not both of these boxes a try. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.